Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something, well, pretty much every English learner bumps into. Vocabulary. You study the words, you make the list, you feel like you've got it, and then poof,
Yeah.
you're in a conversation and the word just vanishes. Gone. Sound familiar?
Oh, absolutely. It's that really frustrating feeling, isn't it? You know the word is in there somewhere,
Right.
but you just can't grab it when you need it. It really knocks your confidence.
Totally. Feels like wasted effort sometimes. But look, today isn't just about sharing the pain. We've got a plan.
Mhm.
We've looked at what actually works, what fluent speakers and the experts do, and we've pulled out four really powerful techniques.
Good stuff.
Forget those boring word lists. We're talking
Yeah.
about learning faster and, crucially, remembering faster so you can actually use the words.
Exactly. It's
Or-
about moving vocabulary from just like passive knowledge
Yeah.
to something you can actively pull out and use without thinking too hard,
Correct.
building those connections.
Okay, let's dive right in. Technique number 1. And this might feel a bit counterintuitive at first. Stop learning single words. Start learning phrases.
Yes. This is such a big one. Think about it. A single word, learned alone. It's kind of floating. No anchor.
Like a random number, hard to remember.
Exactly like that.
Yeah,
But a phrase, it gives you context. It gives you a pattern. It sticks much better.
makes total sense. Like, take the word fast. You can learn the definition, sure, high speed.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you use it? Now, learn as fast as possible. Suddenly, bam. Get back to me as fast as possible. Finish this as fast as possible. It's instantly useful. You know how it works.
You nailed it. The phrase shows you the grammar, how it fits with other words. It's the word in action, like help. Just knowing help isn't always enough.
True. You might still hesitate.
But if you learn, can you help me with this? Or maybe I need some help with.
Oh, yeah.
Those are ready-to-go chunks, building blocks for actual conversation.
And here's a really important point on that. Don't just learn one phrase.
Oh, good point.
Yes. Aim for several. Take excited. You could learn, I'm excited about the trip.
Mhm.
And also, she was excited to meet her friends. And the kids were really excited to go.
See, each one shows a slightly different way to use it. Different grammar, maybe a slightly different feeling.
You start to see how flexible it is.
And what's happening in your brain there is you're chunking. You're learning these common pairings as single units.
Ah, okay. Like prepackaged language.
Pretty much. It makes it much faster to recall and use naturally. You're learning the patterns, not just the pieces. It creates a much stronger memory.
So the clear takeaway here is ditch the lonely word lists.
Please do.
When you study, always write down the full phrase or sentence. If you learn important, don't just write important, right? It's important to be on time, or this is important for my job.
Exactly. See it in its natural habitat. That's how you'll remember it and use it right. You're basically mimicking how native speakers learn through context.
Okay, technique number 2. This one's about making it personal. Connect new words to your experiences.
Yes, this taps into how our memory works.
Mm-hmm.
We remember things much better if they have a personal link or an emotional tag.
Makes sense. Abstract facts are hard. Personal stories stick.
Precisely. Linking a new word to something you actually did or felt makes the memory much stronger. It's not just data anymore. It's part of your story.
Let's try a quick one. Say you're learning delicious. Don't just read pleasing to the taste.
Mm-hmm.
Think about, I don't know, the best pizza you ever had. Really picture it, then say out loud, that pizza was delicious.
Yes. Connect it to that real positive sensory memory. The taste, the place, the feeling it all becomes a hook for the word delicious.
You're anchoring it, like you said before, but this time to your own life.
Exactly. And it's not just taste. Think about emotions. Learning anxious.
Yeah.
Don't just look it up. Recall a specific time you felt anxious, maybe before an exam or a presentation.
Yeah, okay, got one.
Now, say to yourself, I felt really anxious before that exam. You link the word directly to that feeling you experienced. Makes it very memorable.
The feeling itself becomes the reminder.
That's it. And generally, words related to your daily life, your job, your hobbies, your feelings, those are always going to be easier because you already have connections for them.
Right. So, a little challenge for everyone listening. Think of maybe 3 words you've learned recently.
Mm-hmm.
For each one, make a sentence connecting it to you. Your life, your memory, your feeling. Just a simple, real connection. Try it. You'll feel the difference.
That active step is key. It forces you to process the word deeply in relation to yourself. That really solidifies it.
Okay, technique number 3. This one is all about speed. Use the new word immediately.
It sounds obvious, right?
Yeah.
But so many people skip this. They learn a word, understand it, maybe even write it.
And then nothing.
Exactly. And then, poof, gone again. It fades if you don't use it. Like cramming for a test and then forgetting it right after because you didn't need it immediately.
Oh, I like the dance analogy you mentioned earlier. You watch a tutorial, you get the steps in your head.
Yeah.
But if you don't actually stand up and try the move right away,
You'll forget it. Same with words. Using it cements it.
so if you learn amazing, causing wonder, fine. But then you see a great sunset and you consciously think, or even better, say, wow, that's amazing.
Boom. You just reinforced it. Made it active, not just passive.
Let's try it now. Everyone listening, think of one new word you learned recently, maybe from this chat. Now, right now, say it out loud, in a sentence, even if you have to whisper. Go on.
That physical act, producing the word, forming the sentence, it strengthens those pathways in your brain. It pulls the word from I kind of know it to I can actually use it.
And a great structured way to do this is a daily journal.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
Just commit to writing one sentence a day using a new word. If you learn motivated, write, I feel motivated to practice English today.
The act of writing engages different brain areas too, reinforcing it further. Plus, you have a record.
Or if writing's not your thing, just talk to yourself, seriously. Making coffee. This coffee smells robust. See a nice flower? That flower is vibrant.
Exactly. Weave it into your internal monologue, or even just observations out loud. The more you use it in different little ways.
The more it becomes yours.
Natural.
It stops feeling like a new word and just becomes part of how you speak. It's that practical application that really makes it stick.
All right, technique number 4. This builds on getting lots of English input. Read and listen more, but actively.
This is key. Just, having English on in the background, watching movies without really focusing on the language. It helps a bit with exposure, but it's not great for targeted vocabulary learning.
Right. It's passive. Like you can watch a whole season of a show, understand the story, but afterwards, can you remember any new words or phrases you heard? Often, not really.
Exactly. You enjoyed it, which is good, but you weren't in learning mode. Active engagement means consciously paying attention to the language.
So what does that look like? Watching a show, you hear something new or interesting.
Pause it.
Yeah, hit pause. Repeat the word or phrase. Try and guess the meaning from the context. Then maybe jot it down quickly.
Yeah.
And the crucial bit, try to make your own sentence with it, right then, if possible. That act of processing makes a world of difference.
Same with reading. See a new word in an article. Don't just skip it.
Nope. Take a second, look it up if you need to, understand it, and definitely write it down with the original sentence.
The original sentence gives context.
Huge context. It shows you how it's actually used by native speakers. So valuable.
Here's a fun challenge then. Next time you watch your favorite show, listen for just one phrase that sounds really natural or useful.
Okay.
Maybe someone says, that sounds great. Then make it your mission to use that exact phrase yourself later that day.
Love it. Or reading, you see, he was exhausted after work.
Say that sentence out loud, then make your own. I was exhausted after my workout today.
So you're hearing it, saying it, personalizing it, hitting it from multiple angles?
Exactly. You're moving from just passively receiving the language to actively interacting with it, looking for new stuff, grabbing it, using it. It turns your regular listening and reading time into like bonus vocabulary lessons.
Precisely. It's about being intentional, fully engaged with the language you encounter, not just letting it flow past.
Okay, great. Now, before we get to today's challenge, let's shift gears a little. Let's talk about how native speakers actually use vocabulary, because it's not just about knowing lots of words, is it?
Not at all. That's a really crucial piece of the puzzle. Knowing which word to use in which situation, understanding context and formality.
Yeah. Learners often focus on getting more words, maybe even fancy academic words.
Right.
But then might sound a bit unnatural and just, everyday chat, or maybe use the wrong tone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Native speakers adjust their language all the time, often without even thinking about it. How you talk to your boss is different from how you talk to your best friend.
It's about register, right? Formal versus informal.
Precisely. And knowing where words and phrases sit on that spectrum is key to sounding natural and, honestly, communicating effectively.
Let's try a scenario. You're at work. You need to tell your boss you're tired. Option A. I'm exhausted. I barely slept last night.
Okay.
Option B. Dude, I'm dead tired. Stayed up all night watching movies. Which one works?
Chuckles. Well, unless your boss is also your best friend from college It's definitely option A.
Right. It's professional. Option B is way too casual for most workplaces.
Totally inappropriate, probably. It signals the wrong kind of relationship or attitude in that context.
Okay, another one. Asking for help at work. Could you assist me with this? Versus, hey, can you give me a hand?
Again, context matters. Could you assist me is more formal. Good for an email, maybe to someone senior you don't know well.
Makes sense.
Give me a hand. Much more casual.
Yeah.
Fine for a colleague you work with closely.
So the big takeaway, as you learn new words, try to get a feel for their formality. Where would you hear this? Who would say it?
Absolutely. Thinking about the situation helps you choose the right tool for the job. Using super formal words in casual chat can sound stiff.
Yeah, or trying too hard.
And using very casual slang in a formal setting can sound unprofessional or disrespectful. Getting that balance right is important.
And that leads to another point. Sometimes learners use perfectly correct English, but it sounds a bit textbooky.
Ah, yes, the textbook English versus real-life English gap.
Exactly. Phrases that are fine grammatically, but just not what people usually say.
Definitely happens. Textbooks sometimes teach slightly more formal or constructed ways of saying things.
Let's do a quick game. I'll say the textbook version. You give us the natural, everyday alternative.
Okay, sounds fun. Let's do it.
All right, textbook. I did not understand what you said. Could you repeat that?
A native speaker would probably just say, sorry, what was that? Or maybe, I didn't catch that. Could you say it again? Much shorter, more direct.
Spot on. Okay, next. This is very delicious.
We'd usually be more enthusiastic. This is amazing, or wow, this tastes great. Delicious is fine, but very delicious. Sounds a little stiff.
Good one. Last one. I am feeling very tired today.
Again, simpler is often better. I'm exhausted. Or just, I'm so tired today.
So the pattern here seems to be that simpler, more direct language often sounds more natural in conversation.
That's often the case, yeah. Don't feel you need complex sentences all the time. Listen to how people really talk, movies, podcasts, real conversations. Pick up those common natural phrases.
It's about developing an ear for it, isn't it?
Absolutely. Tuning into those rhythms and common expressions.
Okay, one last quick thing on native speaker habits. Filler words. Like, well.
Ah, yes. Learners sometimes try to avoid these, thinking they sound bad.
Right. But native speakers use them all the time. Why?
Well, they actually serve a purpose. They give you a moment to think, to plan what you're saying next. They make speech flow more smoothly, less robotically. They signal you're still talking, just pausing.
Like if I asked how was the movie, you might not just say good. You might say,
oh, it was like really good. I mean, the ending was kind of surprising, make it sound more relaxed, more like natural thought process.
So what often comes when you're thinking of an answer?
Right, and,
Yeah.
it could be like checking if the listener is following.
Or agreeing.
Yeah, and is often used to clarify or explain something further.
So the advice isn't necessarily to start using them deliberately all the time.
No, definitely don't overdo it. That can sound hesitant or unsure.
But maybe just notice them. Pay attention to how and when native speakers use them.
Exactly. And maybe, gradually, naturally, they might start appearing in your own speech where appropriate. It adds another layer of naturalness.
It's one of those subtle things that makes a difference.
It really is.
Okay. Wow, we covered a lot. Now it's time for action, your day 2 challenge.
Yes, time to put these ideas into practice. Listening is great, doing is better.
Absolutely. This challenge is designed to get you using these techniques right away.
So here we go. Step 1. Pick 3. 3 new words or phrases from everything we just talked about.
Could be a vocabulary word, a natural phrase, maybe even a filler word you noticed. Your choice. 3 things.
Step 2. Connect each one to you personally. Write a sentence about a memory, something in your life now, or just a phrase you know you can use.
Like, I was exhausted after that final exam, or I'm excited about my trip next week, or even just practicing. That sounds great.
Make that personal link. Step 3, and this is a big one.
Use them.
Yes, use those 3 words or phrases today. Say them out loud, write them in a message, put them in a comment below this deep dive.
Oh, yeah, we'd love that. Comment with your 3 words phrases, your personal sentence for each, and tell us one way you'll try to use them today.
And if you're feeling ambitious, the advanced challenge.
Ooh, go on.
Try to use each of your 3 chosen words or phrases at least 3 times today, in different situations if you can. Really work them in.
Love it. The more you use them, the more they become yours.
Roughly.
So, quick recap. 4 techniques. 1. Learn phrases, not single words.
2. Connect words to your personal experiences.
3. Use new words immediately. Don't wait.
And 4. Read and listen actively, always looking for new language.
And remember that real spoken English uses context, formality, natural phrasing, even those filler words. Pay attention to all of it.
It all adds up to sounding more fluent and natural.
Now, get ready for our next deep dive. We're tackling another big one, understanding fast English speakers.
Ooh, that's a common struggle. Why do they talk so fast? How can you catch the important words?
We'll get into all of that. Strategies, ear training, understanding real conversation speed. You won't want to miss it.
Definitely subscribe or follow the deep dive so you catch day 3.
Please do. And remember, living the words is step 1.
Using them is what makes them truly yours. So start practicing today.
Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
Goodbye for now, and happy vocabulary building.